Seve Ballesteros is considered the greatest European golfer of all time. His knowledge and skills in the game set him apart from everyone else. Seve earned many titles with his exceptional performances. Despite his remarkable achievements, he had a serious health condition that no one knew about.
It didn't surprise me what I have done in the game of golf, because I expected. I visualize and I dream about that.
I think it was a mistake for me not to come and play more in the United States. This is the place to come and play and to compete.
Deterioration in the health of the golfing legend Seve Ballesteros, and as Charlie and Susanna were saying, it has been confirmed by his family in the last few minutes that he passed away aged 54.
Seve Ballesteros changed the game of golf in Europe. He won 50 European titles and 5 major championships, totally setting a new standard for greatness. But behind all that success, he was dealing with a serious brain disease that he kept secret from his fans. On September 27, 1987, Seve Ballesteros and his team had a defining moment. They only needed 1 point to secure the title. Ballesteros played against Curtis Strange and defeated him 2-1. This victory brought his team's total to 14 1-2 points, leading to the U.S. team's defeat on their soil for the first time. That day, Seve sealed the Ryder Cup for Team Europe and cemented his legacy as one of the greatest golfers in history. Severiano Ballesteros Soto was born in Pedreña, Spain in 1957. It was a small village, not very developed, with only one TV and one shop. Most of the people there were farmers. Ballesteros' dad, Baldomero Ballesteros, supported the family through farming. Even though it was a small town, it had something special. The Royal Pedreña Golf Club, a famous club inaugurated in 1928 by the King of Spain. Ballesteros looked up to his professional golfer brothers and Uncle Ramon and wanted to be like them. His dad didn't have much money, so he couldn't send him to the golf club. He picked up the game by playing near the beaches, skipping school to practice with a 3-iron his older brother Manuel gave him when he was 8. Sometimes he'd sneak onto the golf course at night to practice. Eventually, he got old enough to work as a caddy. Seve was just 10 when he played his first caddy tournament. He crushed it, winning with a score of 51 over 9 holes, which earned him official course privileges. The next year, he did well, but finished with a score of 42. At 12, he scored 79, and the year after that, he impressed everyone again. He was getting better at golf really quickly. Golfing and helping his dad with their business took up most of his time, so he decided to drop out of school. Despite the challenges, he stayed focused on becoming a pro golfer. Seve started playing professional golf in 1974 at the age of 16. He quickly rose in the golf rankings and secured his first professional tournament victory in 1976. From the mid-1970s to the early 1990s, he was a dominant force in golf, breaking records and winning numerous matches. Throughout his career, Seve won 90 professional titles, including 5 major championships. Unfortunately, he started to lose control of his brain due to a deadly disease that made him unable to play golf. This disease took away his brain function, leaving him in a terrible situation and eventually taking his life. But what was this deadly disease, and how did it end his life? We will be discussing how it led to the death of Ballesteros, but please subscribe to support our channel. Now let's find out what happened to Seve Ballesteros. Bad things happen to everyone, but some unexpected events catch us off guard. This happened to Ballesteros as he was about to catch a flight at Madrid airport on October 6, 2008. Ballesteros was on the escalator when he suddenly fell and lost consciousness. Everyone gathered to help him, and he was soon taken to the hospital. No one knew what had happened to him. 6 days after the incident, Ballesteros revealed that he had been diagnosed with a brain tumor. Shortly after his statement, one of the Spanish news agencies reported that Ballesteros had undergone a 12-hour surgery. During the surgery, the doctors had to remove a major portion of the tumor, but some parts remained, which could cause more problems in the future. Doctors took samples to conduct further tests on this tumor, which was classified as a cancerous oligoastrocytoma. After the initial surgery, his health did not improve. He had to undergo a second surgery on October 24, 2008 to remove the remaining tumor. The 6.5-hour-long surgery had a major impact on his brain, and he required rehabilitation. From November 3rd, he received intensive care unit rehabilitation, starting with breathing exercises and later progressing to regaining control of his body. As he improved, he was moved out of the ICU to a different ward, but his rehabilitation continued at the hospital. After going through a few weeks of rehab, he was discharged on December 9, 2008. Then he went back to his home in the north of Spain. At home, he had to do chemotherapy to help him get better. The chemo worked like magic, and he started to see improvements. Ballesteros mentioned that he'd been following the doctor's advice, and the physiotherapist did an amazing job. These treatments helped him feel better, and he was feeling motivated again. He had to go back to La Paz Hospital in Madrid for more chemotherapy. During this visit, the doctors checked his test results and said he was making good progress. In March 2009, he had another round of chemotherapy to fight the tumor, which helped him get better quickly. A month later, he had his fourth and final chemotherapy treatment. He was feeling healthy and at his best. After a hard-fought battle with the tumor, he made his first appearance in June 2009. Seve called it a miracle to be alive and appreciated everyone who supported him during this tough time. He knew the struggles a person with cancer faces, so he launched the Seve Ballesteros Foundation. This foundation primarily helps with cancer research, but at the same time, it assists golfers who have financial problems until they become financially independent. Even though he had received treatment for his tumor and completed the course of treatment, in May 2011, his family announced that his neurological condition was worsening. Even with his new cancer foundation and a lot of people supporting him, he couldn't get back to his old self. Just a few hours after his family shared his health issues, they confirmed that Ballesteros had passed away. This left a lot of golfing fans feeling sad because the sport had lost one of its biggest stars. He was honored at various golf tournaments after he passed away. This just goes to show that even the best eventually fade away. Ballesteros was one of those rare golfers who could really turn things around during the most intense moments of a match. But how amazing was he really? Let's take a closer look at all his achievements. Ballesteros became a professional golfer at the age of 16 and made his debut at the Spanish Professional Championships. Unfortunately, he finished in 20th place in his first professional tournament. However, he later won the Under-25 Championship of Spain at Pedreña. In his initial years of competing in international tournaments, Ballesteros was unable to secure a title victory. He had an amazing performance at the Italian Open, finishing the tournament in 5th position. Soon after, he won his first ever international tournament, the 1976 Dutch Open. Later that year, he also won the Lancôme Trophy. One of his best performances that year came in the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale. Although he couldn't secure a victory, he finished second alongside Jack Nicklaus. He was on the list of players with the most earnings, totaling 39,503 Great British pounds. In the next year, he won the French Open, Uniroyal International, and Swiss Open. In 1978, he had an outstanding performance at the Martini International, where he defeated Nick Faldo by 5 strokes to claim the title. That year, he also won 3 more titles, the German International, Scandinavian, and Swiss Open. As a result of his performances, he once again topped the European Order of Merit in 1978. In the 1979 Open Championship at Royal Leatherman St. Anne's, Seve Ballesteros demonstrated remarkable form and skills. Despite facing challenges such as hitting his tee shot into a car park at the 16th hole, he still emerged victorious, finishing 1 under par and defeating golf legends like Jack Nicklaus and Ben Crenshaw. His exceptional recovery skills helped him save par multiple times, leading to his first ever major championship title and earning him the distinction of being the youngest Open Championship winner of the 20th century. Additionally, he was selected to play in the Ryder Cup that year, although it wasn't a successful tournament for him, as the European team lost 17-11, with Seve being defeated 4 times by Larry Nelson. In the 1980 U.S. Masters, Seve Ballesteros delivered a spectacular performance that left everyone amazed. He led the game by 7 strokes going into the final day. At one point, he had a 10-shot lead, but due to some bad performances, the lead was reduced. Nevertheless, Seve managed to win with a 4-stroke margin over Gibby Gilbert and Jack Newton in the Masters tournament. This victory made Seve the first European to win the coveted green jacket at just 23 years of age. Seve was already famous in the golfing world, But this win at Augusta proved he was a complete player. It's worth noting that Ballesteros could have won 2 consecutive Grand Slams that year, but he was disqualified from the US Open because he arrived late for his tee-off. Seve worked hard to elevate the European Tour's status. However, his efforts did not result in his being chosen for the 1981 Ryder Cup. Despite his significant contributions to popularizing the event on television, Seve did not take part in the 1981 Ryder Cup. Nonetheless, during that year, he competed in 6 other tournaments and emerged victorious in 4 important titles, including the World Match Play, Spanish Open, Dunlop Phoenix in Japan, and the Australian PGA Championship. In 1983, Seve Ballesteros once again reached the final round of the Masters tournament. The start of the tournament was delayed due to rain, but this did not affect Ballesteros as he comfortably won the Masters tournament with a 4-stroke victory over Ben Crenshaw and Tom Kite. That year, he also won many other tour tournaments, but his best performance came in the Ryder Cup. The European team came close to beating the Americans on their soil, but couldn't manage to win it. Seve Ballesteros and Paul Way scored 2.5 wins in their matches to help their team get back into the game. However, the Americans persevered and won by the narrowest of margins, 14.5 to 13.5. In the 1984 Open Championship at St. Andrews, Seve led with a 12-under par score. He and Tom Watson were closely battling up to the 17th hole, but Watson made a poor shot, and Seve quickly took advantage of it, clinching a 2-stroke victory over rivals Tom Watson and Bernhard Langer in the legendary golf setting. His final putt for birdie became an iconic moment and a new logo for Seve and his companies. Continuing his exceptional form, Seve took this momentum into the following year's Masters. He fought hard against Germany's Bernhard Langer, but Langer ended up winning by 2 strokes with a score of 6 under par. In 1985, Seve performed well in other tour events, but didn't win a major championship. He was part of the Ryder Cup team, which won with a score of 16.5 to 11.5 at Belfry. Over the next few years, he came close to winning major championships, but didn't quite make it. However, he did win big in the Ryder Cup. In 1987, Seve and a new Spanish player, José María Olazabal, won 3 out of 4 possible points in the competition. Seve also secured a 2-1 win against Curtis Strange, helping Europe secure their first ever victory on American soil with a score of 15 points to 13. In 1988, Seve won his 3rd Open Championship at Royal Lytham St. Anne's by beating Nick Price with a 2-stroke victory. He also played an instrumental role in helping the European team retain the Ryder Cup in 1988 and 1989. Although Seve won more tour titles during his career, he was unable to secure another major championship win. In 1997, he was appointed captain of the Ryder Cup team, and he led them to victory on his home turf in Spain. As a result of his outstanding performances, Seve was inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame in 1999. If you enjoyed the story of Seve Ballesteros, we've got more videos like this planned. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out and support our channel. What's your favorite memory of Seve? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below.